Smart people are now going backwards. They are putting an exit door back into modern life. That is why you are seeing people return to paper calendars, physical books, wired headphones, cash, local files, basic phones, flip phones. I'm a big fan of those, printed photographs, and tools that do one thing very well. Okay. It is not because they hate progress. It is because they finally noticed that progress had quietly, I would say, removed. The old system may have been slower. Yeah, but it often worked without an account, a software update, a subscription, a signal, a battery that you can't take out, battery percentage, or permission from a platform. The new system is faster. I partake in a lot of aspects of the new system, but speed is not the same as resilience. A paper calendar does not synchronize across devices. It also does not need pairing, charging, firmware, or an app. A physical book cannot search every word in 1 second. It also cannot be remotely edited, removed, or made inaccessible because a license changed. That is the trade. Modern tools give us speed, scale, and convenience. Simple tools give us independence, clarity, and continuity. Okay. Smart people are beginning to use both. They are not choosing old over new. They are not choosing a layered life. Digital when digital is useful. Physical when physical is durable. Automatic when automatic saves effort. Manual when manual preserves skill. Connected when connections add value. Offline when connection creates unnecessary exposure. Here is where people get it confused, or they get confused here, okay? They think a return to simpler tools mean failure to adapt. I beg to differ. But sometimes adaptation means recognizing when a system has become too complicated to trust without a backup. The most sophisticated organizations in the world do not rely on one system, okay? They got A, B, C, D plan, backup to the backup. And the bigger the corporation, the bigger the setup, if they're going to have multiple servers in backup, just in case something goes wrong. They create failovers. They test recovery. They keep procedures. They maintain alternate communication paths. But ordinary people are told to place their photographs, money, calendar, contacts, maps, memories, work, entertainment, and identity inside one glass, rectangle, and call it efficient. No, that is not efficiency. Okay. It's a lack of efficiency. Okay. That is concentration risk. Okay. That's a real term, business term. Okay. Now, I am not telling you to throw away your smartphone. Okay. I have a flip phone. I have some flip phones down here. I have multiple companies. So if here's another smartphone, no data plan. These are great when you still need to access your two MFA, multi-factor authenticator. If you need something like that because of your financials and how the way the world is, you're still going to need some form of a smart device or desktop or laptop to be able to verify your identity because it's so interwoven into everything that we do. But I love burner phones, okay? Burner phones are the way to go. I've always had a burner phone. I had even burner phones that were just dumbed down smartphones, but this is my ultimate favorite. This is a flip phone, okay? You've seen this little girl all around, okay, on my channel. I believe everyone should have this. This phone cost me $20 a month, okay? Sorry, that was a picture. And this phone costs $20. I pay less. Oh, and I got other phones down here too, all right? This is number one because I have businesses. Other reasons is because I like having some anonymity, and different phones do different things. It's just part of my makeup. The majority of people don't need that. I still think you need an offline smartphone. An offline smartphone. It does not need a data plan. You don't have to pay for data service or anything. You could take one of your good old smartphones and use it to access the web. If you're flying, I even carry around an internet box, but it's neither here nor there. I just thought I'll kind of give you some hindsight in that, okay? A little insight into that. But nonetheless, what I was talking about, that is a concentration risk, okay? I am not telling you to throw away your smartphone. Start and start churning butter or anything like that, okay? I am telling you to notice where convenience has become captivity. Wouldn't you say these things have held a lot of us captive? We got addictions at this point to these things. If the phone dies, can you reach the people who matter? If the internet goes out, can you access critical records? If the card declines, do you have another way to pay? If the navigational app fails, do you know where you are going? If the platform locks your account, do you want to custody as much of everything as possible? You have no idea how critical this is in this hour. You better make sure your data is not backed up digitally, but you have a lot of it out physically. If the answer is no, you do not need a dramatic lifestyle change. You need one backup layer. Print the contract, okay? Print the list, download the files, keep some cash, write down the address, buy the physical copy of the book you repeatedly reference. Okay, eBay, anyone? I buy old books all the time. Keep one tool that does not need an app. Learn one manual version of a task you normally, automate. And create one technology-free block in your week where your mind has to remember, choose, plan, and tolerate silence again. For me, those are Saturdays. I honor the Sabbath. And so having that time in solace, right? Away from all the bells and pings and whistles and whatnot, I actually turn my phone off. Okay? It's amazing. And it'll teach you a lot about yourself. Because the real loss is not only access, it is capability. When every task is automated, you stop practicing the skill beneath it. When every decision is recommended, you stop exercising judgment. When every spare second is filed, or filled, I would say, you stop generating your own thoughts. When every memory is captured, you may stop fully experiencing what you expect the device to remember you for. That is why some of these backward-looking choices feel so refreshing. They return friction, and a little friction can restore awareness, some, if you will, right? Writing something down forces you to process it. Choosing an album forces you to decide what you want to hear, not an AI-generated playlist. Using cash makes the purchase visible. Reading on paper removes the notifications. Driving without turn-by-turn instructions makes you observe. The answer is to stop assuming every new layer should replace the old one completely. Sometimes the old layer should remain underneath, like a foundation, like a backup, like proof that you can still function when the smart system becomes unavailable. So no, smart people are not going backward, all right? They are moving forward with memory. They are keeping what worked. They are rejecting unnecessary dependency, and they are building a modern life with an exit door. Sometimes you got to reach a little bit behind to be able to quantum leap forward. And I truly believe it's in these mechanical, kinesthetic type activities that allow us to honor and to use our facilities, the facilities that God has given us, our hands, our mind, our eyes, our senses, which makes us better citizens, makes us more in tune, makes us more alive and not automated. Listen, I like tech. I teach tech. I've been in tech for a long time. I do a lot of stuff in AI, but the more I do on the manual mechanical side so that I don't lose the very things that we think we're duplicating in other technological spaces. And as a futurist, it's important, it's imperative that we understand not only our past, honor aspects of our natural capability as we move forward. Until next time, okay?